Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
Ring the bells, sound the horns. The gates are under attack and it's time to fumble through.
Fumble through!
A podcast that's surrounded by an emotional palisade that can only be infiltrated through the posterior gate found at the rear. That's, yeah.
It's a postern
The posterior gate.
I wrote postern, and then when I wrote this, it's actually turned into posters gate. So I had
Are you the kind of guy that tells people to reverse backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, it's time for your weekly tithe of role-playing goodness. And Luke, Brett, Lindsay, and I are here to deliver to you, our lords and ladies, this fortnight of goodness. It's been a while and you are waiting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, sometimes I sit here at this table and I need to be schooled by you, good sirs, and I need to ask you some advice. I find myself with a little more free time now that we are doing our fortnightly. No, I don't. I find myself with less time, but I also find myself wanting to get into some good medieval / fantasy / adventure movie, TV show, some kind of thing that will scratch the itch that I have, and I need some recommendations. So if you were to have a conversation with someone who is no novice nerd, say that twice, what are you recommending? Please, Lindsay, Luke, Brett, fill my show hole.
First thing, is this a dicey
I know what I said.
First question, is this a dicey question or is this something that we're going to get lost in and then it's going to be a dicey question an hour later?
Who knows anymore? This is the new version. Who cares? Anyway, what do you got? Some recommendations? What's good out there that nerds see most of the basic bitch stuff. So don't give me the Lord of the Rings things. Give me something that is out there that you're like, this is pretty cool and it might be the thing you're looking for.
I just made my way through The Bear. That was pretty amazing.
The Bear?
The Bear is a TV show. It's not animated. It's not medieval. It's none of that shit.
Is that with the guy from Shameless in it?
Maybe. It's a cooking. It's
it is the guy from Shameless.
His brother suicides and he takes over his brother's restaurant, but he was a really good chef and takes over this kind of Italian hoagie kind of restaurant and then transforms it. But their stories are amazing. Some of the kind of, when you get to season 2, it really lifts. Some of the character arcs are wonderful. And then kind of towards the end, they kind of turn the whole thing around and that, it's an up-class kind of restaurant. They make it work. And there's one scene there where they have to serve the whole restaurant. It's their trial night, serve the whole restaurant in 5 minutes. And the guy who's been kind of an ass through the whole thing, but is hanging it all together, steps in and goes, yep, I'll call it. And he calls it. And it's just, it's really, really good. And it gets you there and then it pays off very well. And
so the magic and the fantasy and the swords.
None of that. Fuck it. I fucked up. None of it.
It sounds good. Like, it definitely is on my watch list.
I mean, Shogun.
Yeah.
I fucking love Shogun.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm so invested.
I'm an episode and a bit in, and I went, all right, this is as far as I can go without giving it its due attention, and I don't want to do it on a phone. I want to do it with the proper speakers, with a big screen, and do it properly. So I haven't gone any further.
You don't need the big speakers because you're reading most of it. I've watched it. This is why I'm in a show hole. So
right. Okay.
I have done the Shogun.
Well, you're welcome.
This kind of piggies back off Shogun a bit. I got really into kind of like ancient Chinese crafting techniques of how they used to build things, from gathering materials to grinding them up in with old school technology and, making soap out of seashells and, walnut butter.
Wow. So you on Grindr now?
That's where his nut butter goes.
I don't even understand that link in your mind from ancient crafting techniques to Grindr.
You said grinding
shells.
Okay. You guys are so childish.
Nobody's denying that, Lindsay, in the slightest.
Yeah, I don't think
It's like you can step out of your house but not step out of your age bracket.
Tell us more about your nut butter.
So what are you watching this on?
TikTok, YouTube.
You poor.
What?
He said a porn site. I'm sure he whispered a porn site then.
All right.
I couldn't even get it out. Sorry.
Okay.
Some kind of thing.
This is going to be short anyway because mine. I don't have any. I'm not watching anything at the minute.
There she blows.
You got the payback there, Luke. You followed YouPorn with I couldn't even get it out.
I have nothing.
Oh, come on. There's got to be
No,
something
I'm
out
not-
there that
I'm
you're
not-
recommending to people.
By the time we release next, The Acolyte will be out.
Okay.
Hold on, Justin.
Well, it's not
I-
medieval or fantasy.
Has anyone watched Damsel on Netflix?
No.
Nope.
I watched the first-
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, I
have
watched the
it,
first
yeah.
like 5 minutes and my wife was like, we're not watching this. And then
have
she made
watched
me
it.
watch Spaceman
It's-
instead.
It's mediocre.
Right.
It's medievally?
Yeah, it's
Medievally
it's
ogre?
medieval, but yeah, it's not.
Okay, what
I
movies
literally
are
just
out
forgot
there?
I had already watched it. So yeah.
What movies are out there? Armor, I need something. Even go back into the depths maybe.
What have you
something.
watched recently, Justin,
that I
so we can
haven't seen.
discount them? What has tickled
I
your
don't.
fancy?
I want something.
So that we
No,
can
I just want
line up
something
with that.
fantasy, medieval, and stuff. Like, when I think that, I think like the show holes. I think something like the Wheel of Time or something along those lines. Like, I'm happy to sit through something, but I find at the moment, and I know last time I said this about sci-fi, and you guys just went, "What about blah 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 blah?" But I'm finding a lack of fantasy
Have you
genre.
watched Delicious Dungeons?
I have not.
Watch Delicious Dungeons.
Is it
It's an anime.
okay?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So basically, one of their party got eaten by a red dragon.
Of course,
And they have to go retrieve her body so they
Yeah.
can resurrect him.
Is there one guy in there that's like, I can't, this is so hard, you will always die!
No, it's not like that. Just let me, stop interrupting and I'll get to the point.
It's a family trait.
You just said rectum.
Basically, they have to move quick, so they can't go resupply.
Mm-hmm,
So they decide to go down and eat the monsters they kill along the way.
mm-hmm.
And just before they go down, they find this dwarf who's really famous
Tasty.
for cooking
Oh, okay.
monsters and stuff. And so they work their way through this multi-layered dungeon, killing and eating monsters.
Is it
And
fantasy based?
Yeah, there's magic and there's a elf wizard and a
Actually
dwarf
sounds quite
and-
funny.
Yeah, and they fight living armor, and it turns out the living armor is actually there's mollusks, like mollusks.
Mollusks.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
In between the armor, and so
I
you
didn't
cook
want to
it and
interrupt.
eat the mollusks.
Oh, that's it. I'm going to make him say that as much as I possibly can. What's your favorite Ween album? The Mollusks.
What's that?
Oh, it's a band.
Oh.
Because I'm watching Solo Leveling at the moment, which is another anime that's similar to that. They go into dungeons, it's got some computer gamey stuff in there, but it's fantasy. Like they go in and kill dragons and that kind of stuff. Any other things?
Have you watched Renegade Nell?
No. What's that?
So we watched the first episode and it wasn't too bad. Nell, lady in kind of medieval time or kind of
Oh, is
outlaw
this the stand
time.
and delivery kind of?
Yeah. So her dad owns a pub. There's a kind of the lord who's also the kind of the judge in the thing, and
Yeah.
his son's a dick. And
Okay.
she has a superpower though. She's been away. She comes back, and when she gets in a fight, this little sprite takes over her body, and she gets all this amazing speed and strength and stuff.
Oh.
So she, beats people up, and it's a pretty adequate premise.
Yeah.
My eldest went, I can see exactly what's going to happen in this, and she's going to go off and she's going to be an outlaw, and then she's going to, gather some friends and fight that guy, and it'll be
And take the bad outlaws out.
Well, if the bad guy is the leader of the town, so
Yeah. Oh, okay.
the son of the judge is the arse,
Robin Hood kind of story.
kind of ish. But he becomes the lord.
Okay. No, I'm into that.
Useful
I'm
and,
into that.
and if you've got nothing else, it's
No,
not
well,
a bad
I
one.
watched all of Robin Hood. I watched all of Merlin. I watched all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those shows. I love those. I
see,
love that stuff.
What happened to Willow?
Willow.
Oh, it got canned.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's not available now, is it?
No, it got
What?
pulled
It's not
completely.
available.
Yeah, it
They
got
can't
pulled
even-
completely.
Can't even get it.
Oh, it was really. I actually
liked
really
it.
I
liked
didn't even
that.
get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone. I can't believe it got pulled because it was decent. It was
I
really
thought
good.
Renegade Now. I haven't watched it because I thought it was the next part of. They did the Artful Dodger.
Yeah,
They're doing that full series. So they're doing the
Right.
Artful Dodger. They're doing. Who are the other guys from that series?
Fagin.
He's in the Artful Dodger.
Yeah, he's
Oliver
in there.
Twist.
Yeah, Oliver Twist. He was in there as well, but they're doing another series of Oliver Twist, and they're doing all them as a series,
Right.
all linked together.
Okay.
I thought that was part of that series,
Oh,
but
okay. No.
okay, cool.
No, it's good.
I'll
You know,
have to give it a
Adrian
look.
Lester's in it. Nick Mohammed, who was the
Is that with Jodie Foster?
no,
Where Nell? Where she can't speak? properly?
no,
Okay.
no, boo, get off the stage.
Anyway, Luke, come on, save me here.
No, I got nothing. Honestly, I'm not watching anything at the moment.
Go back in
From
time and tell me something great from because I've been looking for. Do you ever remember a movie called Salute the Jugger?
Nope.
So it had a different name. It's got Rutger Hauer in it. There was like, you know how the old fantasy,
Yeah, I'm with you, Linz.
you know the old fantasy movies.
because it was called something else.
No, the old fantasy movies were called different things in different countries. So, like Mad Max was called Road Warrior in the US. We know it as Mad Max. It was called Salute the Jugger here. It was called something else.
The Blood of Heroes.
It was something like that. But
Split Second?
I went to
The Salute of the Jugger.
I went, basically it's like a football game where you get like a person's head and you have to get it through. It's like Blood Bowl, maybe is what I'm thinking. But I went to a park and I watched these guys playing this game and I'm like, what is this? And I walked up and they're like, Jugger. And I'm like, this is from Salute the Jugger. Like they were literally had like swords and like big whips and spears and
They were
stuff.
playing this.
And they were playing it with like the foam. So it was like cosplay with ability. So they had to run in, grab the jug, and then you have to take the jug to the other person's thing. But the other team have blockers with swords and shields. So you've actually got to protect your guy who's got it to
like
get it through to the other
the fantasy
side.
version of Quidditch.
I thought they were playing Quidditch at first,
Right.
and I was like, I'm going to go check this out. And then I was like, oh, and I stood there for quite a long time going, this is a sport I could get behind. I can actually figure this
So
sport
what is
out.
the name of the movie? Salute the Jugger.
Salute the Jugger or the Blood of Heroes or Salute
Blood of
Jugger
Hero-
Salute
yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah.
One of our fans
Can't find it.
is dating, and she listens occasionally, but not all the time. He's dating a beta for the Australian Quidditch team.
Oh, no.
I didn't even know
really?
we had an Australian Quidditch
Yeah,
team.
I know some people that play Quidditch. I know a guy who like fully messed his ankle up playing Quidditch. He was a beater in Quidditch and it got rough. He's like, it is not a game for the lighthearted. I always thought, wow, that's a
Have you ever seen the Patrick Swayze movie Steel Dawn?
oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best movies ever. I think I had that on repeat quite a lot as a young man. I love that movie. That was probably the movie that got me the most jazzed about living in a post-apocalyptic world with a sword. I'm like, everyone else has got guns, but he's got a sword and he trains. He's wicked cool. That and Cyborg with JCVD, John Claude Van Damme. You remember Cyborg?
Cyborg.
So he has to, he gets tied to a pole and he like kicks it down and he has to protect this girl. It's like kind of a Blade Runner-esque story, but it's it's a combination between those. Remember the late 80s had a lot of post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
There was the Beyond Thunderdome sparked a lot of that kind of stuff.
The Cold War, probably.
Yeah.
Diamonds in the rough is what I'm looking for. So if you've got anything out there, I'm happy to sit through.
I don't have any fantasy. I do have some good shows, but they're not fantasy or sci-fi.
Yeah. I mean, good shows I can find at the moment, but
okay.
I'm trying to get to that moment of the real nerdy kind of swords and shieldy magic-y stuff.
Shit, no, okay, that's not that.
No, go.
I really like Curse of Oak Island. It's a documentary sort of thing.
Is this the one where they're like looking for treasure?
Yeah.
You
the
really
Templar
do like
treasure.
the real kind of stuff, don't you?
That's been going. They finding fucking weird shit here, and so as the season progresses, I've just finished season 10, but they just keep finding stuff that makes no sense to the entire history of the world as they know it on this island, like Templar stuff and all this Roman stuff, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? So, yeah. And they do find treasure, just they haven't found heaps of treasure
The
yet.
treasure that they expected, yeah.
They're
Yeah,
just
wow.
finding like all these like the deeper they're digging, they're finding full structures and like buried ships and
That's cool.
all sorts of random
That's
crap.
cool.
And it just makes no sense. So,
All right. Look, I thank you. If anyone out there has some recommendations for me, I'm always happy. I watch a lot of stuff and I'm happy to get into it.
It may be because I'm not watching for that stuff anymore. I've got some really cool other shit that I'm watching.
Yeah, me
but That's
too.
another dicey, I think.
Me too, but
Now that
there's-
we're finishing this dicey question.
no, it's
that's
not a dicey question. Here's the dicey question. You're holding a medieval fair. What event, sport, competition, or attraction are you going to be part of? This was supposed to be like you guys were going to tell me all these fantasy things, and then I was like, yeah, medieval fair. What are you going to do? Like, let's do Jugger.
I don't know what jugger is. Greased pig catching.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
like it. Grease
Yeah,
pig
that's good.
catching. I like it.
I think that's a, yeah.
Yeah.
Boil lancing.
Well,
From
horseback. Yeah. Horseback with a toothpick.
Make sure it's hot.
Boil Lancing.
No, that was sorry.
you've
What
been
Lindsay
flipping.
can do silly things and I can't.
No, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
It's on brand for me.
Fucking a pig.
A greased pig. I don't know. I can just think of the classic stuff.
Yeah, go.
Archery.
Okay, nice. You know, when I figured this in my mind, didn't even occur to me and it'd be an archery competition. Now it's like, wow. The archery butt of my joke.
I think part of me goes, I could do the ale quelling competition. I think I'd like
Sorry, say that again.
the ale quelling competition.
Oh, I thought you said owl quelling.
No, ale. So, a nice haunch of meat and some ale and, a foodish competition.
Spit roast.
Of course. Of course he goes there.
Yep. What I'd like to do is have both a haunch of meat and like a side of chicken, so I could have a double penetration if I needed it. If it wasn't that, then I think I might enter myself into the buxom wench competition.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You'd have to shave your chest though. Yeah.
It would be a point of difference, Justin.
Oh, look, I'm always a big fan of the old I don't even know what they're called. You know, in Knight's Tale and in The Witcher, they have those little obstacle courses they have to get through where they knock them off and they have things that swing and things that go back. That's I'd build one of those.
The ninja course.
Yeah, the Ninja Warrior of medieval times course, but do it on a skateboard.
Oh.
What?
I reckon I was flipping about food and bosoms, although bosoms.
No, food, definitely food.
There's something kind of, half true in that. I think actually the oratory, the kind of, in Knight's Tale where he comes out and he gears the crowd up.
Yep.
I think there's something in that oratory that I would really love to get into. And I think that would be fun. That would be something where it would bring all of my lives together quite nicely, I think.
That is such a great movie.
It is.
I'll go botch that. Seeing as they haven't given me anything new, I'm going to go.
Is
watch
it a
that.
great movie?
Yeah, it
It
is.
is really good.
It is. There's some really interesting moments where you kind of look at it now with the Nike tick on his armor and stuff like that. That you're like, interesting choice there. There's those moments, but Paul Bettany just is like his crew has such amazing chemistry. The whole thing comes together really well. It's such a good show.
Where do you drop out of it? Where do you go?
The Nike tick thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
right.
modern music in the
I
dancing.
didn't mind the music so much. The tick thing was just, as soon as that happened, I was like, nah.
I don't think I've ever
It
noticed that.
soured that for me quite
Yeah.
heavily.
Yeah, it's got a bit of the Kingsman about it. The Kingsman
Yeah.
sometimes just gets a little bit,
Yeah.
a little too far.
I like the fact that it started with Paul Bettany not in armor and then it ends with him Vision as pure armor. I think that arc is a good one.
Married to a witch, which is great.
Same.
Yeah. So, can anyone tell me what happened last week?
Well, we just found lots of cool stuff.
Yep.
I
By we, do you mean just Flopsy?
no,
Because my recollection is he pocketed everything.
no, I got a feather token with a whip.
Oh, you got that feather token. I thought it went to.
Oh no! I handed it on to him.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
I thought
okay.
he would probably use the whip.
Okay.
I probably won't, but it looks cool. It works the conch. You
Just when you
It
work.
works the conch.
know.
Tickle the conch.
with the
and,
whip.
and then I cut a big hole in the floor where there was a big hole in the floor.
Oh, you did? Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
We've got a
the-
handy haversack.
What did we call it?
Oh, yes, handy haversack. Who's carrying the handy haversack?
I think I am. Yes, Reggie's carrying it.
Are you?
I thought you already had one.
Tia,
Tia
Tia's
has
got one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tia's got a bag
Yeah,
of
yeah,
holding.
sorry, my bad. I keep
Flop-
forgetting you got two characters.
Flopsy, however, while he's got all the gear, doesn't know how to carry all the gear with his strength.
That's what I'm saying.
Sweet.
I
Yes.
assumed you're pretty.
And I believe it's still like 5 or 10 pounds fully laden, like it's all it ever does.
Still very heavy for Flopsy.
Well, I have.
So you can put all your bombs and everything in there, can you?
Oh, bombs are always on the hip, just in case.
Okay.
I have a 17 strength. If you want me to carry it, I can. Or you can carry it. I don't care.
I've got it. It's fine.
Okay,
What I heard there was a brag.
I do.
What I heard is his modifier damage is as much as what I'm generally rolling on the dice.
That's true. Yeah. He's got to hit first, though. But yes, you all stand atop a shaft.
Oh, that's right. Flopsy wanted to read the books.
No, you can't read the books. The books are all on the
Okay.
shelves.
I just need to point out that standing on top of shaft got nothing. It's
Mhm.
only if I say it that it makes it funny.
Say what?
I don't understand what you're trying to say there, Lindsay.
Okay.
Grow
Carry
up.
on.
Grow up.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Once again, you're dragging the podcast
This is
down,
not what
Lindsay.
this podcast is about.
I
Jeez.
hate you guys.
All right. As you cautiously approach the entrance,
Flopsy is begrudgingly doing this.
Yeah,
he wants
being
to read those
dragged,
books.
kicking and
For
screaming.
15 minutes of reading. You idiots, you idiots. Is
We're
what
like
he's
holding one in
like.
front of him. Like,
You're dangling. Yeah.
grabbing. So peering closer, you can see this circular shaft descending into the darkness, approximately about 10 feet in diameter. The air is thick with the musty scent of decay, and the only sound is the faint dripping of water echoing from below. I've been working on that.
It doesn't look good down there. I don't know why we'd go down there when there's this beautiful room full of books just right here.
Because
There's a
it's
woman.
dark down there.
Very
And
comfortable.
What do you see? Flopsy, can you tell me what you see? You got dark vision?
From what you also see, I stopped halfway through the thing
Sorry.
to do my
you-
Foley.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right there. A narrow flight of stone steps winds its way down along the shaft's
No flight in this
circumference, barely visible beneath the slimy coating of mold and slime. Each step looks pretty treacherous and slippery, though, because of the slime, and promises a very precarious descent into the unknown depths.
Precarious.
Yes. So you got to figure out what are you going to do?
As I looked, it's impenetrable down there. Maybe there's something in these books that will help us get down the bottom. I thought I saw something in the tome on the second shelves over. I'll just check it out.
Right. We got any torches?
we've got a sprite who doesn't want to really get out of my pocket anymore. She's a bit injured, but Cinder can light the way if she sits on my shoulder.
Cool. Does somebody? I thought you had dancing lights.
She has dancing lights.
She has dancing lights. Sweet.
Don't forget that she would have got burst healed last episode.
Yes, but
I
she's
think.
-3 con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm negative. What? I'm negative. What was it? 2.
Well, we can fix that
Yeah.
up.
Well, we had a. Yeah. Where's that? Where's that?
What a potion of restoration.
That's the one. Yeah.
it is.
Crack it out. Where
Hang
is
on a
it?
second. Let me just. Oh, look, it comes out so easily from this bag. Look, there it is right there.
That's what she said.
Well, the question is, who's going to drink? Is it a potion of lesser restoration?
Lesser resto.
Yeah.
Who's
1d6.
who got pinged for it? Who got pinged on the con? Or who got?
You.
Yeah. Anyway, you said who's going to drink it, but who else has got ability
Cinder.
damage? They can give it here.
She could just
Fuck Cinder.
pour out a thimbleful and she'll be fine.
How long
And
did you say it takes for you to re-summon that thing?
It costs $500,
I got 500 gold. Give it here. I'll stamp on it.
or is it 500 gold per level?
Yeah, it's per level.
Per level,
It's pretty expensive.
yeah.
Give
So
it a patient.
$2.5 grand.
Oh.
Cinder will recoup it.
Yes, I know. I'm
solely
just
over
saying.
days. It's fine.
She will, as soon as it's danger, she'll cast dancing lights and then get back in my pocket.
Excellent. Drink up.
What do I roll?
1d6.
1d6. Oh no.
I also cast it. Take the time.
So how does this work? So I've got -2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling for it. What do I want?
It's 2.
I got to get at least a 2.
You could get a 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about now.
What's your score at, though? Is it an odd number or even number?
Oh, so it's taking me down to 10.
Oh,
It's usually 12.
So he
Right.
needs 2.
2.
I need 2. Yeah.
Let's hope he gets a 1.
You fuck if this goes 1.
He gets a 1.
Reggie 3.
3.
Of course it's a
Solid
Reggie 3.
as a rock.
Of course it's a Reggie 3.
And you have it.
I ran down.
Yeah. All right, what you doing?
I also take the time to light a torch
Mm-hmm.
just because I know I might give it to someone else if they want to carry
Sure.
it, but just because I know the danger of only having one light source that might disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. How are we going to get down those stairs?
Walk.
Precarious, slimy, moldy.
If only we
I
could
mean-
fly down.
I can fly. You guys are fucked.
Oh, fuck.
Doesn't even have to fly. He could just jump off the edge and featherfall.
I could, couldn't I?
How far down is it?
Hey,
I could.
if you got featherfall,
Yeah, featherfall 20 feet. Yeah.
Sure. Tell us how far it is.
How far down the bottom is it?
It's
don't
more
know.
than 20 feet.
Is it more than,
You
is it
don't
more
know.
than 60 foot from
Full of a talk.
Flopsy's
It's
view?
more than 20 feet.
Flopsy can see 60 feet in the dark. Is it more than 60 foot?
no, it's 40 foot.
It's 40 feet down. Let's get climbing, I guess. Let's go.
Stairs, eh, right? We can just walk down them, can't we?
Slowly, holding onto the edge.
Very, very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Flopsy is going with his back to the wall,
Alright.
side by side.
Traversing these steps will test your agility and balance. You will need to do a acrobatics check to move at either half your speed, or if you want to be cool and awesome, you can move at your full speed. You just got to tell me which one you choose.
Flopsy's going to move at full speed
At full speed,
and go straight down the wall.
straight down the wall.
Boots of climbing?
Oh, we got the boots. Who else has got those?
You.
Mhm.
Have you not got any?
No,
Didn't
I took them. I took them
I
off.
gave him to him.
Oh.
Because he
You
can
have the
fly.
other.
Mhm.
I'll go down with you then, because you at least got the dark vision.
Mhm. So Tia's the only one that can't get herself down there.
Tia's just jumping down.
Tia's going to jump down.
Yep.
Not even attempt to walk down the side of the.
She's just going to jump down.
40 feet.
Don't want to be left behind. Yeah.
I'm not going to waste
She's not
a
smart. is she?
minute of flying. I'm going to try and walk down slowly.
Okay.
Why don't you get your little drone to fly down and
Just
hold
give
on
me
to
an
that?
acrobatics check, please.
I thought we were all about to bypass this thing with.
3.
So it turns out that Tia jumps off the edge just to hulk all the way down. At the same time, that Miles kind of jumps off the edge too, I guess.
Face
And
first.
I think he hits the first step.
And-
Takes a slip and just goes.
and just goes A over T and falls straight down the middle of the shaft.
A over T.
M over T. Miles over T.
Are you rolling damage for Tia?
I am.
Okay. Minimum damage. Boot to the cat.
What does that mean?
to the cat.
Talk to me about. You say it like I should know what your item is.
Let me tell you, Tia's got these cat boots, they're cat fur-lined boots, and every time she takes falling damage, she takes minimum damage from that fall.
Okay, so she will take 3 points of
That's
damage and fall on her bottom, becoming prone at the very bottom.
Let me just check
of
if she
the
goes
shaft.
prone. I'm not sure that she goes prone.
As soon as you take. Oh, okay, because of the things.
Maybe I'll check.
Yep. Miles, what are you going to do as you are falling?
Well, because I can cast for the first part of flight hex is at will. I'm going to cast Featherfall as I start
Yeah.
falling.
thought you would. So you all make it down the bottom with not too much trouble.
Yeah, at the end of the fall, always lands on his or her feet.
Yep. Okay. On they them.
I like to think that you land and then I float down gently and you kind of like catch me like
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet
Yeah.
style.
As these two are
As I just-
traversing down, high-fiving all the way down. Yeah. Yeah, you all make it to the bottom of the shaft with not much trouble. And you are deposited in an alcove at the far end of an antechamber, free of the riotous growths of fungi and mold that choke the shaft and the archives above. The simple, clean lines of this basement's basalt walls give way.
Did that get you?
Sorry.
I heard a chuckle then. It choked the shaft.
Yeah, that'll get you. Choke the shaft is definitely what's going to get you. Clean lines of the basement's basalt walls give way here to a disturbing organic style of architecture that makes it seem like you're walking through the gullet of some monstrous behemoth. At the far end of the hall, a large ornate arch that looks disconcertingly like the beast's toothed maw stands in the wall, covered by a very thick and very heavy black curtain with a sickly green light from the chamber beyond shining around the edges.
This is no cave.
In the inside of this chamber before that curtain, though, there is a plain iron box.
Before we go any further, is anyone good at finding tracks?
What would that be? That's knowledge.
Yes.
Survival.
I have hunted in the wilds.
I mean, I grew up near a forest, but I'm not very good. And I'm just wondering if we're searching for a woman here. I'm just wondering. Come on. That was one little slip up. We're searching for a woman here. I was just wondering if she had to get down here, there might be some clear signs at the bottom of these stairs of if she's alive or not.
I am a woman.
Yes, but for the woman we're looking for, Esmeralda.
No, I am not her.
No, but can you look for her tracks?
Yes.
It's not usually my thing. Where do I check? The ceiling? I've rolled a 2.
Okay.
12.
Mhm.
Any tracks down here?
I also got a 12.
Yeah, there are no signs of tracks down here at all.
Interesting. Okay.
Box. There's a box here. We should
Yes,
check the box.
I'll stay here. Reggie, you go check it out.
Sure. Okay.
Cinder, cast dancing lights around the area so we've got some nice bright area. She'll do 4 lights set out as far as she can go.
As soon as the lights kind of hit the inside of this chamber, because you sort of stood in the bit at the bottom of where the shaft comes, which is still called mold, and your light goes outwards. It shines off of this stone. If you have any kind of knowledge engineering, you can make this
Dungeoneering?
Dungeoneering will do it too,
Yep.
actually.
Oh, natural 20.
Go on then.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me a total of 24. What did you get?
Great. 11.
Cool. All right.
You believe that this is a metal, a sky metal, a very specific metal called abyssium. It's also called fever stone and can be the source of great power. However, those who spend too much time in close proximity to it frequently display symptoms of strange illnesses and soon die.
Like voices in your head kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's a long time. It's like lead poisoning, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that kind of length of time. You're not going to get it immediately. It's going to take a long time, but the longer that you're in here, and you can see the veins of that all through the walls here, and it kind of glows and like refracts the light back to you, so you can kind of.
There are rumors that this is what the Sky Citadel has embedded within it, so it can fly. And that's why people in the Sky Citadel don't live there the whole time. They get feverish and go crazy if they sit in the Sky Citadel that whole time.
So I've heard of fever stone. I've never
Have
actually
you?
seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
Lick it.
Sense motive.
It's not the fever stone that gets you. It's the asbestos that's on the powder of asbestos on the top of it.
That's a 4. Mars would probably lick it.
How do I roll to lick it?
Sense motive.
Your tongue.
Yeah, roll. D20.
Oh, yeah. Tongue attack.
Mm-hmm. Name of his sex tape.
So that's a 19 on the tongue attack.
Yep. You lick the wall.
I lick the wall.
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay.
It kind of buzzes a little bit
Does
like
it
you're
get-
licking a 9-volt battery.
My tongue.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't tell my tongue.
Yeah. The ceiling
It
begins
sticks
to
to the wall.
the ceiling begins to drip.
It's getting really moist in here.
Flopsy's going to go and see if there's any traps on that box.
Yep.
That's perception.
Yeah.
17.
No, the box is fine.
And then he will open said box.
Oh, interestingly, you set off the trap.
Is there a trap?
Yeah.
Shit.
Of course there's a trap. Just Flopsy is not well known for his ability to do this.
A natural 7 doesn't help.
Yeah. Flopsy, as you touch the box, you open the lid and a course of electricity arcs through you right now. And you take 8 points of damage, or you can reflex for half of that.
Reflex.
It doesn't reflex for half.
Okay, you take 8 points of damage.
Let's call that 3 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay. You take 8 points of damage.
Let's call that 3 points of damage.
As an arc flows from the box into your body, it then arcs out into each one of your compatriots.
It's
who
electrifying.
are all in the same area.
It's a reflex for that.
And are going to take. So everybody needs to make a reflex save.
Does it zap
just
them
checking
through their
something.
tongue on the wall? Is that what's happening?
Well, if your tongue's on the wall and you take this, it's going to be dire. All right, what'd you get, Reg?
Well, I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
So that gives me 20.
Okay, you take
No damage.
4 no damage
'Cause I have
yeah,
evasion.
you're an evasion guy. Yep, great. What about you,
Just 1 second.
Miles?
I am
There
reading
was
up
a moment
on
there I saw
something.
the 9. I was like, oh no. I looked at the. I was like, oh, okay. We're
Yeah.
okay. We're okay.
Reflex, you're
Yeah.
okay.
What about you, Tia?
9.
9. Tia takes 8 points of electrical damage as it sparks through her. And Miles.
I assume. Okay, so for me,
He really left that sentence hanging there.
19.
I assume for me.
For me, so I got to roll for me and for Cinder.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
19
no.
for me.
Okay, you take half damage, which is a 4.
Isn't Cinder hidden on your personage?
Well, she's on my shoulder, but
I thought you said she was in your pocket.
well, are you going to say that she doesn't have to roll?
No, because it's you.
Yeah.
So fucking
Luckily, she's
Oh,
full of
funny the
con.
cash, Lindsay. You're all right.
Lucky she's all the con in the world.
She's got to have some kind of immunity to this kind of stuff.
Yep.
You would think.
Because she's metal.
Because you would think.
Actually, she's making him immune. She's an earthing rod, so none of it goes to him. It all goes to her.
14.
8 points of damage.
Is that full damage or
That is full damage.
so? Because she has improved invasion. If she had passed, she would
Improved
have
invasion.
evasion.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. What does improved evasion do?
No damage on half. Oh, is it improved or evasion?
Improved.
I think improved. Look this up, but
Yeah,
I
have a
believe you
look.
take half damage even if you fail.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
So just look that up. While that happens, though, Flopsy, yeah, the electricity comes out of the box. That's not the
That tingled?
main thing that happens. What also happens, and you're going to love this, Brett, as an alarm is sounded from the box. At the same time an alarm sounds from the box,
Oh, yeah.
a noise comes out. A swarm of spiders contained within the box just goes and starts to spread out. You can see spiders of different sizes. Some are the size of a small coin, a large coin. Some are fist-sized spiders. All of them look venomous.
It's like that scene out of
need,
Mandalorian.
we need from all of you an initiative check, please.
Ah!
Bow, bow, bow.
I rolled a natty 1 for a 3.
Tia rolled a natty 1 for a 4.
Nice.
Okay, I'm just gonna maybe try and start from people that would go on top of.
No, we're
this.
going backwards.
I can see this in life as well.
Actually,
Okay.
it is a 4 for me too.
Oh wow! What did you get, Reg?
Rolled
Save
a
me
19,
here.
so I get a 25.
Okay, so Reg rolled a 25. That's the kind of thing that we want. What about Tia?
Tia's a 4.
And what about Flopsy?
Flopsy's a 15.
Okay, so Flopsy's a 15. And then I think it's Miles plus.
He's a 4.
And then Tia 4.
Okay.
I'll let you go first. We can talk about it around.
Okay, tier 4, and then Miles on a 4. So, Miles, the first thing that Reginald,
Sorry,
you
Miles.
get to act first, but the first thing that you see is a swarm of spiders erupting from this metal box. So, a swarm of spiders erupts into a space. outside, so a 10-foot area of ground that is essentially on top of Flopsy and covers him, just goes all over him. 10-foot blanket of swarm spiders.
I have really no idea what to. I thought about maybe getting the bag of holding, the handy haversack and trying to put the metal box in that. But
yeah.
That's a new thrown weapon. Spider!
Oh. Can I see any of Flopsy's bombs?
Shoot him.
Yeah, you can. I mean, Flopsy's right there. So
Yeah,
he's
but
just
I mean,
got
like,
spiders
he's-
crawling all over him, but
Yeah.
he's right there.
You won't have the
It's not like a bee suit. You
You
know,
will-
the guys with the bee suit, you can see
You
him.
will know you don't have the operational prerequisites to utilize the bombs. There's a bit of pouring mix before he
Do
throws.
you not have any ready-made?
I've got alchemist fire. I've got acid flasks. They're the ready-made ones. My bombs take a bit of skill.
So the alchemist fire, what does that do? So that's an area effect though, right? Yeah. And you're immune to fire, right?
Mm. When's Flopsy ever been scared about throwing a bomb on someone?
Right. So can I see one of these? So what was it you called the fire ones?
Alchemist fire.
Yeah. And do I know that it just needs to be ruptured to actually go off?
Yeah.
I'm going to kick the alchemist fire bottle, which is right on
Mhm.
Flopsy next to me.
So you move up to Flopsy, and you essentially are doing it's a combat maneuver check to manipulate an item. So just give me a combat maneuver check for me. So you CMB.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it on the form.
Trip him on the ground so it smashes.
No, there would be a percentile chance Freddie does that. I hope this is an okay idea.
That sounds great.
You do you, boo.
I hate spiders. 10.
What's your CMD, Flopsy?
I'm at 13.
And you only got a 10? That's
yeah,
with
I rolled a 7.
Okay. And
My
but
CMB is
should
only...
be your base attack bonus plus your dexterity modifier.
Why should it be plus my
Strength.
dexterity modifier?
Strength.
I haven't got agile maneuvers.
No. Oh, is it agile? I thought
You need
if
agile
had-
maneuvers to get your dex onto CMB.
I
read rules,
Wow. Even I thought that you got your dex modifier if you had.
No. Sorry, it's actually 11. It has gone up. Sorry,
Okay.
I misread that.
So what you do is you attempt to grab it. Now, I was going to give you an idea of if you beat that, because we're in sort of uncharted territory here, that you would have just kicked Flopsy and the flask exploded.
Mhm.
What you ended up doing instead is kicking the flask off Flopsy's hip and putting it into your hand. So that's like your entire maneuver. Rather than it going off right now, you have it in your hand and you'll have
So
to
I've
use...
kicked it and I've literally gone, oh shit.
So it's come instead of it exploding on him and maybe you and all the spiders, you've kicked it up into the air, grabbed it out of the air with that, and it's in your hand. So you'll have to use your move next round in order to do that, because you've moved and then combat maneuver.
Hey, Luke, drop-ins are free action.
That was a Jackie Chan move.
Yeah, yeah.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Here's a question. It's an area effect thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I throw it at my feet,
Mm-hmm.
do I start to take a reflex save?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought of a fantastic new way I'm going to take Reggie.
Okay. The spiders get to have their go right now. The
think
first thing that the spiders do,
I think I've just realised how Reggie learns to fly.
the first thing the spiders are going to do is they are going to move, and they move all over Flopsy, and they move all over Reg.
Perfect.
As a 10-foot carpet of spiders sees two things that it can go. The first thing that you have to do is actually, they have a distraction thing. So I need you to do, I believe it's a will save.
Is that both of us?
Yes, please.
Roll a 6.
I rolled a 7.
15.
13.
Nice.
You both save from whatever the distraction is going to be, to the podcast for me looking up what distraction does, and from the actual distraction of the spiders themselves. I think you have to make concentration checks to do things and all that kind of stuff. The second thing, though, that the swarm does is it does automatic damage. So each of you So Flopsy, you take 5 points of damage. Reg, you take 5 points of damage.
Is that electrical damage?
No, but you also now need to make a fort save versus the poison that is in your joyous bodies.
Let me just double check something.
You're not a dwarf, you're not immune.
This can be good or bad. Like, these things are tenacious, I think.
You might become
They
Spider-Man.
don't do a lot.
Flopsy's immune to poison with a 22 fort save.
Oh,
Justin.
22 fort save, great.
I will let you kill Miles if you make... If Reggie fails and he becomes Spider-Man.
If he gets bitten by the one irradiated spider in there, I will
The
definitely...
one, I would roll a percentile
I will
for that,
definitely...
do we?
Well, because it was a very specific spider that
Yeah.
bit Spider-Man.
And,
If you
you know,
like Spider-Man, you'd like...
It's been around the fever stone a bit too much.
Yeah, that's the one.
Do I have to drop my mutagen on it?
That has been done there. And then I will do something like, if you've ever seen The Fly, that's what happens to
dear.
Reggie. He becomes part fly,
Where's
part
Spider?
spider, part man.
Man spider.
Oh, it sounds like Reggie with his tongue bit.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Hang
Reg?
on, hang on.
Just tell me
before-
what you rolled.
Hang on. I need to check something.
Your fort save.
No. I'm sure there's something about whole body or... Hang on.
Impure body?
It's called wholeness of body.
Yeah. Am I too low for that?
Yep.
It's 10th level.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
Purity of body is 5th level. Anyway, and that's only diseases and supernatural magical diseases. Okay, right. What was it? I'm rolling it for
Fort.
fort. Oh, I've got my thing back as well. That's right. Okay. 28.
Oh, fuck. All of that for a fort save that was going to smash it anyway. Flopsy,
You just killed about 20 spiders by flexing.
yeah. Flopsy, it is your go.
Flopsy pulls out a bomb and throws it at
Reg.
his...
Can I just,
That would be great. Sorry.
Is Reg right next to him?
Yeah, Reg is
Yes,
right next to
he
you.
throws it at Reg.
can I just say,
Can you not ready an action and we just do it together? Like, boom.
the way I picture that is you're like, and pouring like everything
Yeah.
together.
5 parts
Very
of 2
nonchalantly.
parts of little bit of guano, and then here you go, Reginald,
Kabim!
and kaboom on Reggie's square.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. That's 22 to hit.
Yep.
Hang on. Did you throw it at me?
Yep. 13 points of damage to everything in Reggie's square, and 8 points of damage to everything in my square.
Hang on.
You get a reflex save.
No, you're going to throw it at me.
No, I threw it at your square, so it doesn't hit you, it hits your square.
I was going to do
Yeah, otherwise
something
I'd have to-
really fucking funny then.
Now, this is the start flying. Go on, start flying.
It's not a missile.
I was good at...
Let him
Let this
cook.
run out.
Let him cook.
Yeah, I was going to throw it at you.
You're throwing it at me?
Yeah, that's 22 to hit.
All right, so I can... It's a thrown weapon, right?
It's a bomb, yeah. Throw it
Yeah,
at
so
you.
I can use snatch arrows, catch it, and then throw it right back at him.
I like the cut of your jibs, Reginald.
What do you say when you do that?
Hadouken.
I thought you'd say stop
No,
or
I
I'll
should probably
shoot.
say yoga flame, really, is what I should
Stop
say.
or I'll shoot.
Are you catching it with the hand holding a flask?
No,
of-
I only have to have one hand free. I've got one hand free now.
I was like, am I getting 2 burning attacks? Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. I love it.
So
That's
how
great.
much damage was it, Bert?
So it's 13 points of damage on my square
Yeah.
and 7 on yours. 8 on yours.
Okay.
Right, so I still have to do the reflex for that?
Yeah, reflex for half on that. Spiders can take a reflex save too, Justin. And I'll, out of that 13,
yeah,
take
that's like
7.
23.
So you take 4 points instead of 8.
17 for the spider's reflex save.
Well, they make it. They get half. They don't get a reflex save. Spiders don't get a reflex save, do they?
They get a reflex save. They have a reflex save
Swarms
sitting
get
here.
a reflex save.
They have a reflex save right here.
How does a swarm? I guess
They all
That-
move in unison.
That is bullshit.
They all move in unison. How much damage do they take?
If you were saying you save your reflex save 4 points of damage,
4 points of damage.
as did Reg.
No.
And then he evaded, so he did
0
nothing.
damage.
Yeah.
I lose 5
4
points of the fire on me, so I only took 7 of the
4 points
13.
of damage.
8 of the 13.
I love that they have a
Flopsy,
reflex
I thought you were immune to
save.
fire.
No, not immune, just a resistant.
How does it feel getting the taste of your own medicine, Flopsy?
Warm.
How are those pockets?
Oh, yes. Hot pocket. Good idea.
I'm looking up swarms to see whether or not they actually get these.
That seems intensely unfair. And
I love it though.
The one thing that they're not immune to, they're immune to. Wouldn't it suck if they've got
not immune, resistant.
evasion as well?
Improved evasion.
Yeah.
they collectively scatter.
I mean, if you watch Winnie the Pooh, the bee swarms in that are pretty...
Yeah,
damn
most
good
cartoon
at-
bee
yeah.
swarms can, Yeah.
And change shape and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah. they have a hive mind.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when you shoot it with a flamethrower, I don't think it can move that far to get away from it, surely.
I've seen them turn into hammers and take out Wile E. Coyote.
That's
so-
true. Yeah. They've got wild shape. Collective wild shape.
Swarms. I hate swarms.
Why does it have to be
That's what I
swarms?
was about to say.
Asps, very dangerous.
So here's some stuff that you need to know, Reg. Number one, because most of this will be Tia and Reg. No, it's not subject to, because it has no back or discernible anatomy, it's not subject to critical hits or flanking.
I'm not going to try and hit a swarm. That never works out well.
Yeah.
That's because you're not doing it right.
You
It's a
can't
skill issue.
You can't trip or grapple or bull rush them. They cannot be grappled, or they cannot grapple themselves as well. So you've got that going for you. So that's really nice.
Who would
Yeah.
grapple themselves?
Well, sometimes when it's lonely.
Flopsy with his move action is going to shut the box.
Okay, you shut the box. It's too late. The spiders have all crawled out
But
of the
that
box.
noise should fucking
In
shut
there.
up.
Is it-
Pandora is laughing.
Yep. And that brings us back to Tia.
Wait, Miles is good because we're the same. So Miles is going to hand out the torch to you and go, go hit him with this instead of your sword.
Very interesting that Miles went, I'll let you go first. Wait.
That's exactly what Miles would do.
Interesting that Miles is making Tia hit it with a burning brand, but she will.
Because she's dumb.
15 to hit, Justin.
Are you hitting Reg with that? The swarm
No,
on Reg?
just hitting the swarm with a burning brand of fire.
Okay, you hit the floor and you hit like a space, and a lot of spiders kind of crash under it. Just roll a d6 for me.
2.
2 points of, and a couple of the spiders curl up, and their little legs go as spiders do, and they become crispy. And as the flame damage is really what you think actually did something to it, but not much.
What now?
Just keep going.
Miles.
Miles, after doing that, spends the rest of his turn grabbing out his another torch and his flint.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. That brings us to round number 2. Round number 2. Reginald.
Okay, Reginald is now going to just... If I drop it...
Flurry of blows on Flopsy.
If I drop it, it smashes, right? I don't have to make a check for throwing.
You kind of have to, yeah, you drop it with some force.
Yeah. Okay, so boom, at my feet. Off we go. So what do I do now then, Flopsy?
Reflex saves, I believe.
Watch it burn. Watch it burn. Yeah, reflex save.
Racked with guilt, I wasn't going to throw it out, Flopsy. I'll just throw it myself. In
I believe
penance.
a alchemist flask, is it? 2d6.
It's 4 points of damage.
From
A
2d6.
3 and a 1.
Brett's checking that I know an alchemist flask.
I'm looking at the splash.
Oh, okay. I think it's 1 point of damage for splash damage for an alchemist flask.
This character is forever blessed with max damage of 3 to 4.
You think that's good? What the beauty about the alchemist flask is it sets things on fire for an additional round.
Nice.
Anything that's taking damage from it.
I better get this reflex save then.
It's 1d6.
Oh, it's 1d6.
Yeah.
Shall I re-roll?
Yeah, you should.
Good. I'm glad Brett checked that.
5 points of damage.
Okay. Everything catches on fire. You basically are dropping what is it? Napalm
Napalm right at my
on the
feet.
floor on your feet. You also take damage for this. So have you done your own reflex save?
I just rolled my 19 on my reflex save. Do
Yep,
you want to
so
know what that
you
is?
jump
in
out
total?
of the way as the flask hits the floor and the burning fire is on the bottom.
That is a 30 on the reflex
Is there
save.
a
Just want to
splash
make
damage?
Yeah, it's 1 point. So Flopsy doesn't take 1
So
point of fire
Flopsy doesn't
damage.
take 1 point, but you know what does happen? All of the spiders die.
Good job.
Yeah. Either I'm like sitting here going, it's a 10-foot blanket of spiders that is amorphous and can move around. I assume all of the big clump of spiders that's upon you and Flopsy burn and the rest of them dissipate.
So here's
and
an
move
interesting
away.
question. If that's the case, if I rolled the reflex save and saved successfully so I don't take any damage,
Mhm.
how do the spiders over me take damage?
Because there's enough spiders on you to cause a little bit of damage,
Shielding.
but
Spider shielding.
because
spider
the
shield, there we go.
because the spiders are a 10-foot square.
Gotcha.
There's a big chunk of them, so you basically disintegrate the central form.
Right,
of
and the spiders
swarm.
on me through depression just decide to die.
Yeah, they look and they go, oh no, I'm getting out of here. Oh, this is not good.
Can I just say I'm so glad that happened because I was literally trying to figure out if I could summon ponies to just gallop across back and forth.
As soon as he said spiders from, I was like, oh, I need a fire flask or something.
Yeah, I looked at my went and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble. Yeah, and you find yourselves in a room with a metal box.
I'm just going to drink something. Just hold on 1 second.
No, I was just going to
feel-
hang on. Come here. Flop, please, come
Yes.
here. Hang on. Mod is
Just use that stick you've got.
no. I got a cure light. That's 1d6, isn't it?
Use that stick you've got.
You
Yeah.
should use a stick.
Yes, the
Oh,
cure
right.
light.
Wand.
I've got a cure wand. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 1d6 for cure
Plus
light.
3.
Plus 3. Yeah.
1d8 plus 3.
6
yes.
plus 3, 9.
1d8 plus 3.
Oh. You should have stuck with the d6, my friend. 7 points of healing.
Hit me 1 or 2 more times with that, will you?
7 again.
Once more.
With passion.
That'll
10.
do it. Thank you. All better now.
I'll take a poke with that stick since you got it out.
There's a toke on the stick.
5 for you. Do
That'll
you need
do.
any more?
I mean, yeah, but it's fine. I'll do it.
You all right? No. 7.
Miles gets off his knees.
What's that now?
It's because you say things like that so randomly. At no point did you say Miles was on his knees. Just Miles is just on his knees.
I'm just leaning into it at this point.
Stop! No.
There is no sexual innuendo in leaning into it.
No.
In your endo. Alchemist flasks aren't natural lubricants. I'll give you that.
It's going to burn one way or the other.
Flopsy's going to cover the box with a big blanket and then open it so that no light gets in, so that thing doesn't make a noise, and then have a look inside it. If he can stab the mushroom, he will.
There's no mushroom in there.
Oh, it's just a scream.
It's a stone of.
Ah,
Sorry, I've got to read this because I've forgotten what it's
Alarm.
actually
Stone
called.
of
It's a stone of
screaming.
alarm, I believe they're called. Yes.
anything else in the box?
No,
Fuck.
not anymore. They're what? Oh, spider droppings.
Poop. Lots of
Oh,
poop.
that's very useful.
Cobwebs?
No.
I think we may have been foiled by this trap and anything behind
Well,
that.
don't you look like you've got egg on your face, you silly
That's
tiefling
spider.
man.
That's a spider, yeah.
It's all spider bites.
Spider
Little
egg.
spider eggs laid into his paws.
Through that curtain, they may know we're coming now.
They who?
See where that green light is? That might be the thing where the people with the alarm, the connection of the thing.
Behind the curtain, you say?
I don't feel like I'm
Well, let's
getting
not
through.
keep them waiting. Let's go.
Reggie's going to stealthy up. Have a look. Through the curtain. Can I crack through the curtain?
Miles isn't going to wait for him.
Stealthy up. Here we go. 26 on the stealth.
You start stealthing towards the curtain. Miles strides straight past you as your speed is halved.
Son of a bitch.
And Miles flips open the curtain, revealing the chamber beyond. The walls and the ceiling of this chamber bulge outward, continuing the grotesque architectural style of the antechamber, as if you were standing in the Leviathan's stomach almost. Queer glowing nodules protrude from the walls at seemingly random intervals, bathing the room in their sickly green glow. A tall, freestanding, almost organic-looking archway carved from a strange, glowing blue-green stone stands atop a low dais in a wide alcove at the end of the chamber, about 50 feet away from you. You already know what that stone is because you've identified it already. It's the same stone that's all around this. The center of the arch is empty, revealing the wall behind it. But the space occasionally flickers with curtains of starry darkness, as if somewhere else lies just beyond the portal. A susurrus of ghostly whispers seem to issue from the gate, their language and meaning unclear, but fraught with a sense of wrongness. At the very top of the gate, from here in the light, you can see a glass jar, a jar that seems to be pulsing with a brain inside of it. Emanating from the brain, you can see organic tendrils, 5 of them, that reach down from the gate. And their these long organic tendrils seem to sprout from the very top of this jar. Imagine like a vessel more than a jar, I guess. Jar's probably a more rudimentary way of doing it, but a vessel. And they're all kind of protruding into this brain, but these 5 arms come out of the brain, reach to the floor to a dark-skinned lady. So these tendrils reach out of the top of this little jar kind of thing, the vessel that's holding the brain. 5 of them come reaching down from the bottom. They look like disgusting, fleshy, fungoid umbilicals that are attached to a figure that stands upon the dais before the arch. A half Assyrian with long, dark hair and light brown skin, wearing a weathered explorer's outfit. She stares up at you through her hair that's a little bit matted, and her eyes are completely black, showing no irises, no whites. And she kind of looks like she is entirely connected to these 5 proboscises, as the 4 of these umbilicals are attached to her hips, her shoulders, and to the base of her skull.
I told you we had time to read those books.
No initiatives. All right.
Well, this is just what you see as Miles rips down the curtain.
Is there a knowledge check to be had, Justin?
So you can do something. There is an imminent roll of initiative that's about to happen, but this is a reaction moment.
I'm going to try and talk to her. Emirasada, are you okay?
She doesn't know who that is. That's not her name.
While he's doing
Fucking
that,
what is her name?
I'm going to load a crossbow while he's doing
Esmeralda?
that.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda?
Even I'm doing it now. Imrajade.
Emrajade.
Shade.
Is that you? Are you okay?
She kind of lifts her head and just looks balefully upon you, Miles.
You know what that's like. You're a farmer. You know what bales look like. Can Flopsy make a check on what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you'd like, Justin. But they're all above 20.
Okay. It depends what you're doing. Number 1, Flopsy, as you're quite a distance away because Miles sort of strode off. You waited for,
He's under a blanket
yeah,
with a box.
so Miles is 50 foot away. Then I guess half of the space behind that, because Miles is taking, then you've got a 10-foot space behind him where you have Reginald, and then another 10-foot space where Flopsy is with Tia behind that, as you guys were kind of waiting for Reggie to go and look beyond the gate. The first thing that you can see is I guess what I was describing as a jar or a vessel. It's probably better seen as a canister that looks like it's ancient with runes all around
The
it.
thing she was carrying.
The thing she was carrying. That's the better description, and I totally fucked that description up. So I want to make sure that that's very clear at this point right now, that is what it looks like, and it's at the very top of a 15-foot arch connected to the very tip of that arch with these tendrils.
Sorry, can I just clarify then something?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it a steel canister?
It was a metal.
So how can we see the brain through it?
Because it looks like that.
Is the brain outside?
It
and on
looks
top?
like maybe it's been moved out. So this is what's
Okay.
inside the metal part. So you can see parts of the canister,
Gotcha.
and you can see. I mean, you didn't see it originally, so just trust that this is what it was.
I was just clarifying my notes
Yeah.
because I could have been wrong.
So yes, it looks like maybe it's been pulled out, I guess, a little bit, or some kind of shielding's been removed from the outside of it. So you're not really sure exactly how it works. And you know what? Neither am I.
Sorry. I wasn't trying to cast shade. I was just like, I'm confused.
Yeah, but yeah, this looks like it's the canister, the metal cylinder that you were described right at the beginning by Nigel Aldane. Flopsy, what are you looking at first? There's a lot going on here.
He's trying to understand what's happening to her with the tendrils. Is she taken over? Is she captive? What's the kind of, what is it, Yog-Sothoth? He's interested in all of those things all at once.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, what are the things that you can tell me as players from that description? What are the pieces of information that you're garnering? Let's start there, because I think that's probably a better way of doing this, is maybe in character of you kind of talking through it while we have this moment in time before Miles begins his conversation.
So Flopsy's in his brain, he's going, right, so stars, tendrils, Yog-Sothoth, perhaps that may be something like a beholder where she's being taken over with tendrils into her brain. She might be feeding the thing. She might just be held there captive because she did the wrong thing. What the canister obviously is holding her in place, but there is something in the portal there that might be in control.
Mm-hmm.
Miles, sorry, is you asking everyone or?
Well, yes.
Miles is kind of looking at the fact that she seems fairly untouched, besides the fact that she has tentacles. Can we tell if they're penetrating her, or are they just like...
They're very much attached to her.
Okay.
Even some of them almost seem to be flopping outside of her arms. And like, you can see, imagine tassels coming out of someone. Like, she's kind of sitting there. They are very much attached to her. But she doesn't look like she's
injured. Like she's not bleeding or anything.
No, it's more, you remember Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters when she gets taken over? It's like they've hit the back of it and the tendrils are sort of wrapped around her. So they're wrapped around her shoulders, coming down her arms, and then flying out of the end of her fingers. They're wrapped around her neck and into her face, and around her hips and down her legs and
using
stuff.
her as a substructure.
And that's what Miles is like, unsure if it's her because her eyes are black, and he knows from stories that black eyes mean demons, and he knows from meaning Flopsy, demons don't necessarily mean demons. So he's that's why he's going off, something's not quite right here, but she doesn't seem injured.
Mm-hmm.
So little Reg is looking, and he's just wondering now, is it consensual? No. I wasn't being weird about that. I mean, as in, like, has she merged with this thing because she wants to? Is this part of what what she intended?
Tentacles are never consensual.
Well, okay.
Don't judge my private time, Lindsay.
And then obviously his next thought is, if we have to kill this thing, do we need to get her unattached first, or will killing it kill her?
So let's deal with Flopsy. Yes, Flopsy. All of the things that you are thinking are probably correct in your assumptions there. Like, you don't know more than that, and what you're assuming seems bang on. Around, like, of course it's a portal. There's this thing that's up there that could be connected to the portal. It could be connected to something else. It is definitely connected to her. And this is not what a human looks like. There is definitely a plugged in connection, and you wouldn't know whether or not it was asked for or not asked for or any of that kind of stuff. So That I guess is the difference there. And that's where we sort of either, unless you guys want to talk to each other for a moment, because it is a free action to speak.
No, I've already reached out to it.
I think Reggie's a little bit in shock. I don't think he's seen anything quite like this before.
Flopsy wants to get in closer and know more about it before he talks about it.
Mm-hmm. Mars.
Tia, not even looking.
Tia's
Not even looking.
Tia's still trying to say the word spider.
Staring up the stairwell.
Still there with the torch.
Just looking at the shiny light.
This one's dead. This one's dead.
One and one and
She's
one.
probably
and one.
eating him.
What's Miles doing?
So Miles asked if it was her. That's what he said. He said, Emerjade, is that you?
From beyond the matted hair that drips down over her face, she kind of looks up, and that's where her eyes blink open, seeing those dark pupils that are across there, the bloodshot darkness that kind of covers her face, and all those tendrils that seem to go all the way from the back of her skull, around her skull, and into her eyes, covering them. She opens her mouth, and you can see fangs of these black tendrils instead of teeth inside them, and a tongue kind of spits out in a very unearthly, unhumanoid-like way, and you can hear just make it this very unearthly sound. And in front of her, you can see one little pocket of fungus just grows. It takes on a humanoid shape and becomes a humanoid figure standing in front of her, and you can see this humanoid it's kind of like a combination between a zombie and a fungus. So it's kind of got that gait of a zombie. It's kind of moved. It's a malformed idea of it, of what a human would be represented if it took a fungal form, and it starts to sort of lech and move and twitch and move towards you, but she doesn't make any attempt to move back at you. She doesn't make any attempt to communicate with you other than that kind of sound and this zombie that moves and begins an initiative right now.
A zombie.
You know what? It's not going to be right now. It's going to be next time. Because I think this is too much to get halfway through and stop. And it's going to be either a very short episode or a very long one.
Did you say too mush room?
Oh, they're my favorite rap
Thank you. I'll be here a week. Wait
No, you
for
won't.
this next round.
No.